Welcome back. It is one of our favorite things to do here in Houston, but this year's Bayou City Art Festival will look just a little bit different.
Well, that's because it will be a virtual experience, and here with all the details is the festival's executive director, Kelly Batterson. Great to see you, Kelly.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
So let's talk about this because so many people and organizations have gotten very creative in order to keep the art community, the art world alive. And that's, let's talk about Bayou City Arts Festival because typically over the years, over 1 million people have enjoyed this tradition?
Absolutely. And they've formed memories and, fond memories of that. So yeah, it's very important, to keep it going and to keep connected with our community and our audience.
I didn't realize, Kelly, that this started as the Westheimer Art Festival. So if anyone went way back in the day, this is the same festival that's just evolved over the years. The name changed in the mid-90s. But what's really cool is that the festival community, you guys are so strong and you have so many different partners. You've been able to donate literally millions and millions of dollars to your community partners.
We have, and it's interesting, a lot of people don't really know that we do select different nonprofit partners, as we call them, for each event. So there's an application process. So we just sort of want to spread the wealth and, shine a spotlight on different nonprofit organizations. And for this last year, for 2020, we kind of picked up some new art organizations that we wanted to share with people and maybe that people didn't know about. So it was an opportunity for us to, we hoped to shine a spotlight on them, like Artists for Artists and Warriors in Art. So some other art organizations are part of our nonprofit partner group this year.
And so many people, I think, have memories of either strolling the art, purchasing something. I mean, it happens twice a year. So usually in downtown Houston for the fall, Memorial Park, of course, in the spring. But we have to remember that the art community has been deeply, deeply affected by this pandemic. And I think it's wonderful that you all have created a virtual platform over the last couple of weeks to be able to connect artists with the community.
And that was really important to us because there were a lot of art organizations and art festivals very similar to our platform that ended up just kind of closing up 2020 and saying, we'll see you in 2021. So it was important for us as an organization to stay connected, stay relevant, stay in touch with our art community. So that was one of our first goals when we were coming out of not being able to do our March event in the spring Memorial Park.
When you guys started doing this virtual happy hour, I guess about a month ago, I hosted an event one night with Gonzo 247, and of course, many of us have seen his street art all over town. I'm a big fan of his. Courtney, you're doing one with Donkey Boy, right?
Yes.
And there are a ton of different artists, essentially, that you have plucked out and featured. So can you just sort of talk us through what people can expect from these virtual happy hours you've been doing?
So our virtual happy hour series that we did, we started out in August. And what you can see, and these will be part of our virtual experience over the weekend, is it's an art talk. And so it's really just having fun. There's a signature cocktail. You just get an hour with a cool artist and learn, what their journey has been, what their inspiration has been. It ties to the art community. So they've been really fun. It's been very successful for us. And we're sad our last one is going to be next week with Donkey Boy on Thursday from 6 to 7 on Facebook Live in our YouTube channel.
And I cannot wait to have that conversation. I'm a huge fan of Donkey Boy and just hearing about his story and also his inspiration. Let's also talk about the online art auction and how people can place bids for all the things that are there.
So right now, we kicked it off on Monday. It was sort of our pre-event kickoff. So Monday through Thursday, so you have until Thursday at 11 o'clock, I believe. We have an online auction. You go to our website, BayouCityArtFestival.com, and you will see all of the beautiful art. We've got 50 pieces that were donated from our Bayou City Art Festival artists, as well as several experiences from wine tasting at Total Wine to an 8-person private beer tasting and dinner at Carbach to Stella Artois has a cool outdoor cooler and a bunch of beer. So there's some cool things that you can, experiences that you can definitely bid on. So you only have until Thursday at 11, and then that auction portion will be over.
Very nice. And then for the actual Bayou City Art virtual experience, does this have a specific time frame?
It's really just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
Okay.
Friday at 9 a.m., you will go back to our website and you will now you'll have a virtual experience. So we built it in a way that, it's hard to replicate strolling through the streets and talking to artists and having that engagement and drinking your glass of wine or your glass of Stella, So we tried to have a robust website that really was a main celebration of art, celebrate all types of art. It gave us an opportunity to obviously focus on our artists who we care and love so much. All 300 artists will have their pieces there that you can go and buy directly from them on their website. But we also wanted to make sure that we had a lot of engagement. So our engagement comes from a segment of our show that we call Art Crawl. And it's pretty cool because you can see videos of different artists, watching them work, telling their story, behind the scenes, like look at their studios. We've got some pretty cool stuff. Orange Show did some cool stuff on the Beer Can House and their organization and the art parade. So there's a lot there to look at and to learn. So we wanted people to be able to come back several times over the weekend, do some shopping. It's a free event, but we do have a virtual ticket, or we call it a virtual ticket. And for any donation that you make during the weekend, we have the virtual ticket is actually a donation. If you make a $25 donation or more, we've got some really fine raffle prizes, like a membership to the Museum of Fine Arts, a membership to the Arboretum for a year. We have a helicopter. My favorite is the helicopter tour around Houston, which is pretty cool. We've got a dinner for two at Garden Grace, that upscale steakhouse. So there's some really cool things that you can donate and then be entered into that raffle.
And I love that that's immediate support for Bayou City Art Festival. Just purchase that virtual ticket. You can also text Save Our Art to 243725 to make a donation there as well.
Kelly Batterson, thanks so much for spending some time with us today. And thanks for continuing the festival virtually this year.
Thank you so much.